James Martell here. Webmasterradio.fm has something that every affiliate marketer should be buzzing about. Introducing the Webmasterradio.fm mobile app, now available in the iTunes Store or on Google Play. Listen to our live stream at your leisure and download episodes of the Affiliate Buzz, plus sample episodes of great affiliate marketing shows like Affiliate Marketing Today and Affiliate Marketing Insider. For affiliate marketing news and information you can use right on your smartphone, download the Webmasterradio.fm mobile app for iTunes and Google Play now.
Webmasterradio.fm proudly presents the longest-running program on affiliate marketing. Welcome to Affiliate Buzz. Our hosts, James and Arlene Martell, are here to inspire, inform, and motivate you with expert insight, interviews, and information that will increase your bottom line. Advance your affiliate marketing efforts every week on Affiliate Buzz. Now, please welcome James and Arlene.
Hi, it's James Martell here, and welcome to another edition of the Affiliate Buzz. It's great to have you with us. Yes, I am here with Arlene today, and we're going to be talking about podcasting and why we think it is for you. And yes, we are talking to you. And what we'd like to do today is share some stats with you and point out a few very interesting shows and how affiliates can really benefit from developing their own podcast. Arlene, before we get into that, though, happy birthday.
Oh, thanks, James. Had a great birthday this year.
Yeah, we had some fun. It was a bit of a little impromptu get the heck out of town trip, and a lot of fun, and it came about in a very interesting sort of way. So before we get into talking about podcasting, let's talk a little bit about last week and what we did on Friday.
Yeah, you surprised me with a great birthday gift. One of my favorite performers of all time since I was in high school is Bob Seger. And I've always wanted to see Bob Seger. Last year we went and saw the Moody Blues, and after the concert we were with Phil and Lori and I were talking about, boy, wouldn't it be great to see Bob Seger? And then lo and behold, he has a concert in the area. So when we saw that, we were just absolutely thrilled to see him. And he's 68 years old now, which is amazing. He's still out there just rocking it. And we thought if we don't go, maybe we won't have another opportunity. But you surprised me getting me tickets to go see the show.
Yeah, we headed down to actually the Seattle area, down to Tacoma, which is about, I guess, 30 minutes the other side to the big Tacoma Dome. And what a concert. My goodness, the guy was just as crystal clear as his albums were. It was such a treat. Talk about I heard Joe Walsh, who opened up the show, talked about Bob Seger being a national treasure, and I have to agree. What an amazing artist, what an amazing musician, and what a fantastic concert. Holy smokes, it gives me goosebumps. It was so good.
Yeah, and Joe Walsh was amazing as well. He played for about 45 minutes before, and man, he could belt it out. I didn't even realize how many hit songs he had.
It's funny to see all of our rock stars from our high school and young teens and 20s era, to look at them now. They're getting on there, aren't they? These guys are, I think Joe Walsh was even a little older than Bob Seger.
Yeah.
But what a band. And I know the Silver Bullet Band, Bob's band, he introduced them. And it was, these guys have been together forever. He's been with... he introduced his saxophone player has been with him since 1969. His bass player was with him since 1972, and his drummer has been with him since 1980. So really, the core of the band is still there, and I don't think that happens very often.
No. It was fabulous. I mean, it was absolutely amazing. And just the people around us just made my day, because there was a lot of old rockers in there who were just reliving their youth. Let me tell you, it was so much fun just to hear them.
There was a lot of gray hairs in that stadium, but and a lot of them 20 years are seniors too. So they really were in their late 60s and early 70s themselves. So it was quite a night though. It was spectacular. So I'm really glad we did it. So
me too.
Happy birthday to you again.
Yes, thank you.
All right, so let's talk about podcasting. It's something we've talked about on The Buzz quite a while ago now. We did a couple of shows back-to-back where we talked about some of the mechanics of how to go about actually putting a show together. But today I'd like to talk a little bit more about why somebody should put together a show. And we talked about sharing some stats, and it is really getting to be quite amazing. And I shared the stats with you before the show, and you said, wow.
Yeah.
And it's true. Podcasting, I don't think people who are not involved in it are really paying attention to it or understand the scope of what's happening in the podcasting world. And if you think back to the show we did last week with Matt Frary, talking about the absolute meteoric growth of mobile devices, well, one of the things these mobile devices also do is they're MP3 players. So people already have the audio players in their pockets or in their purses, usually with them most of the time. So the players are now prolific. They're everywhere. So it's no wonder the podcasting world has exploded. And I took a look at just one of the sites that I recommend podcasters publish their show on, and I'd like to share a number of them. But just on podbean.com alone, I'm looking at the homepage of the site. It says 611,155 podcasters on that site. Isn't that staggering?
That is amazing. That is stunning.
And then just in the area of downloads for the show, because you download these MP3 files into your computer or into your mobile devices, 3.1 billion downloads as of today. And this is just one site. This is just Podbean, and I would think most listeners have probably never even heard it. That doesn't count iTunes. That doesn't count Soundcloud or Mixcloud or Blubrry or Spreaker or any one of the dozens of large podcasting directories that you can submit your show to. So I think it's really a worthwhile conversation to have. And I'd like to share a number of the shows that we've seen come to be through students of ours and through a couple that we've coached their way into the podcasting world, because it really does have a great opportunity. And I'd also like to share some ways and some ideas to get podcasts out, even if you don't do them yourself, or a version of a podcast where you can really put the power of audio to work for you, because there's really nothing more powerful, I think, than the human voice. And when you get a chance to go listen to somebody and they can listen to you, they can really get to know you in a hurry. And if we go back a little bit, Arlene, to the boot camp, when we did one of the boot camps, and we actually created the website Epilepsy Moms, and we used you as the guinea pig. Do you remember what you said to me in front of a class of about 125 people in the online conference room? I says, Arlene, we need to get you podcasting. I need you to do a podcast for Epilepsy Moms. Do you remember what you said to me?
It was probably something like, I can't do that.
That's exactly what you said. I can't do that. It was just like instant knee jerk. I can't do that.
Yeah.
And it's like, what do you mean you can't do that? Yes, you can do that. It's not that hard. It's like getting on a phone and talking. Once you kind of get over that a little bit, it's really not that difficult. And then you went about doing it. You actually, submitted to the plan and put the podcast together. And in your particular case, I know you've published, I went and counted them, 7 shows only, which is another good thing to point out. We don't need, do we? We don't need to actually do this every single week. It's beneficial if you do, but in your particular case, you just figured out, I think at the time it was 6 shows, and then later you added a 7th. You just had the idea of you had certain people you wanted to interview and certain information that you wanted to share with the audience, your audience.
Yeah. And I just wanted that information to get out there because it's the same information, but it's the most critical information I needed my viewers to listen to.
Exactly, and that's a good point. So no knee-jerk reactions, if I may, to the listeners who may be thinking, you know what, hey, I can't do that, because I bet you if you listen up a little bit, you'll not only learn how to do it and want to do it, but you'll see all the reasons why you should do it. So let's talk a little bit about some of the podcasts that we've seen come to be. Of course, there's the BioGirl Health Show with Carol Newman, which is available on Spreaker.com. It's now available on Mixcloud. It's also, of course, available on her website, bilegirlhealth.com, and she's been doing just a great job on her show. And she was one of these people that wasn't really nervous about it too much. Everybody get a little bit of jitters when they get started, but I'm seeing her shows now. She's up to 14 or 15 shows now since the beginning of January. And this is a brand new website, brand new show, and I'm looking at her stats on Spreaker already, and her show's been downloaded and listened to over 1,600 times already from a stunning flat-footed start. So that's
Wow.
not too bad, isn't it, Arlene?
That's amazing. That's really good.
Your show, epilepsymoms.com, although it's not in Spreaker at this point, and this is purely from natural search traffic to your website. Last time I took a peek at it, it had been downloaded. Those 7 episodes combined had been downloaded over 100,000 times in the last 4 years. So there's a good example of what the type of market it is. And now that we're seeing so many devices out there, isn't it? And your show still gets downloaded every day.
Yeah, it sure does. I was going to mention there's people learn in different ways. Like some people like to just pick something up and read it. There's video out there and there's audio. And I know that we get comments all the time about people that listen to the shows while they're jogging on the beach, while they're driving in their cars, and while they're walking their dog. Like, it's amazing that they just have that little bit of extra time, and how easy it is to put this download an audio and listen to it and learn something very well that way.
In Carol's particular case, it was great fun working with her to get her show up and running, and the Bile Girl Health Show now is becoming a bit of a going concern. And the beautiful thing about them is once you have the podcast completed, that little podcast can turn into and be repurposed into so many different types of content that it is really quite amazing. Carol's case, and I think in most of the cases, the shows are relatively short, somewhere around 15 to 20 minutes. So we're not talking about spending a whole bunch of time putting it together. So it can be relatively quick and easy, and once the single show is done, it can be published across so many different websites and within the social media world and so on. So, Arlene, I can see we are up against a break. Let's do this. When we get back, let's take one single little podcast and explain in great detail how that podcast can actually turn into a marketing channel on 15 to 20 different websites. We'll do that when we get back.
More Affiliate Buzz coming up after we hear from our sponsors.
Time now for another exciting episode of Ace of Analytics. Brought to you by AnalyticsSEO.com. In our last adventure, our hero was fending off his evil nemesis, Rhino the Algo.
Ace! That ruthless Rhino has updated the algorithm again, and our website is falling down the rankings fast.
Have no fear. Use our automated SEO tool to stay updated and to monitor your site with detailed reports. Or use our multi-site project management tool to manage all of your sites to stay on top. Take it from our fearless friend and be your own SEO hero with AnalyticsSEO.com.
The Fisherman's Wharf, the Golden Gate Bridge, wine country, and ad tech.
It's time again for the event for digital marketing to return to the city by the bay. AdTech San Francisco 2013 is back April 9th and 10th. Register now at ad-tech.com. AdTech San Francisco 2013 features keynote presentations, think tanks, and breakout sessions with speakers from brands like AOL, Google, Pandora, Walmart Labs, Intel, Publicis Group, Salesforce, and so much more. Add the Under the Influence Summit free to all attendees, the Google Engage for Agency Series, and you have AdTech San Francisco 2013, April 9th and 10th from the fabulous Moscone Center. Register now at ad-tech.com.
Ever wondered how you could have access to your own SEO expert, paid search specialist, or social media wizard? Looking for help with your affiliate, display media, or email marketing? Look no further than the folks at Fang Digital Marketing. Fang Digital specializes in both paid and organic search, social media, display, and mobile advertising solutions. and is staffed by industry veterans from Google, Yahoo, and one of the industry's most influential PPC experts. Fang Digital's award-winning staff stays on top of the latest in digital trends and offer tailored solutions so they can audit your progress and build a roadmap to your success. Learn more about their expanding range of full-service strategic marketing solutions at fangdigital.com. That's F-A-N-G digital.com.
Building better search engine rankings takes the right formula. Tracking those rankings is super simple. All you need is authoritylabs.com. Authority Labs uses automated daily rank tracking tools to monitor your site's performance or leverage their API to build your own tools. No matter what animal-labeled algorithms affect your ranking, you should be using Authority Labs. Unlimited users for no additional cost and white labeling can help keep your clients updated and save countless hours of creating reports. Whether you're running sites with just a few or millions of keywords, what you need is authoritylabs.com.
Time now to hear some more affiliate buzz on webmasterradio.fm. Here's James and Arlene.
Yes, I'm here with Arlene. We're talking about podcasting and why we think it's for you. Let's take a show apart a little bit from the point of view of how we can take a single 15-minute MP3 audio, Arlene, and distribute it so widely. Because in Carol's case, on the Spreaker.com website, that show's been played 1,600 times on that site. And that's, for the most part, what would you say? Those would be listeners that have discovered her primarily from the existing in-house audience already on the Spreaker website. Spreaker is a podcasting platform, but it's also a podcast directory where you can publish your podcast for others to find it. And I had a chance to talk with the Chief Operating Officer, Don Landworth from Spreaker on a recent show, and he had mentioned that they just published their 1 millionth episode. So these are substantial websites with substantial audiences, and that's the beautiful thing about having a podcast. You can take your podcast, of course, as Carol has done, and publish it on Spreaker. And she uses Spreaker to actually record, manage, and publish the podcast. But in addition to that, once that podcast is done, within the functionality of Spreaker, and I don't know if you've seen this, Arlene, you've heard me talk about it, but there's literally some buttons in there that you can push, and do you want to upload this to YouTube? Yes, click, done. Give it 3 minutes, and all of a sudden Carol's podcast is now listed on YouTube as well. So maybe start jotting these down, Arlene, if you would.
Okay.
So a single podcast in front of an audience on Spreaker. There's one site. It's also very easy to publish it to YouTube, which, of course, we all know is the second largest search engine on the planet. And it also is used. The YouTube results are also have the opportunity to show up in the Google results. So, but let's stick with that. We got Spreaker, we've got YouTube. You can also push the button and share it automatically to Soundcloud, which is a podcasting directory, another substantial podcasting directory. You can also send it and upload it onto Facebook, which happens automatically. Nothing's needed there. It can also be tweeted out, so there's another one. Mm-hmm. So in addition to that, Carol, if you go to her website, biogirlhealth.com, you'll see up in the upper menu, there's a link that says the BioGirl Health Show podcast. You can click on that. So she also publishes it on biogirlhealth.com. So how many sites are we on now? 6. Okay, so read them back to us.
So we start with Spreaker, and then we can distribute to YouTube, SoundCloud, Facebook, Twitter, and live on her own site. Okay,
so BioGirl Health. I'm just jotting these down myself. Okay, so in addition to that, because she's got a WordPress-based website, and although that's not mandatory, you can do it with other ways to get RSS feeds, but because she has an RSS feed for her podcast, and Spreaker actually develops an RSS feed automatically for it, we now submit that podcast to iTunes. So there's another one, and goodness knows they have the largest audience of them all. Mm-hmm. In addition, we can submit that podcast RSS feed to a website called Blubrry, which has an absolutely amazing free podcasting plugin. And if you do a search on Blubrry for the BioGirl Health Show, you will see it there as well. And they display them beautifully too, by the way. And all of these pages have the, each individual episode published on the show. on its own page and very nicely laid out. Another one would be Mixcloud, which is another very substantial podcasting directory, mixcloud.com. So if you head over there and do a search for the Blubrry Health Show at Mixcloud, you'll see that it's got her graphics included in there. Every episode is beautifully labeled. Every episode has a page on the mixcloud.com website. So there's another one. So what are we at now, just for a total number?
So we're at 9. We're at 9. So that's amazing to me that these directories, they have their own viewers who can go in and find that podcast.
They do. They have their own. Every one of them have their own viewers, their own listeners, their own audience that we can get our podcast in front of. So people wonder, I mean, with your show, just 6 or 7 episodes that have been downloaded over 100,000 times. And the stats for the Buzz, where you've got, I think this is affiliate Buzz number 291, probably literally millions of times. So this whole idea of podcasting is something that is so powerful, and it's coming on so strong that I think a lot of people are missing the boat. So it really also helps in this whole area of social media, because if you get into a steady rhythm like Carol does, she does her show every Friday. And, of course, every Friday she updates her Facebook page, her Twitter page, her YouTube page, her Google Plus page, and she has a new show for her website. So all of a sudden, all of that gets updated. In addition, Soundcloud, Mixcloud, Blubrry, and so on. And plus, she's pushing it out to more podcasting directories as well. So if you figure, if we head over to Spreaker for a moment, and I do a little search for the BioGirl Health Show, there it is right there with Carol Newman. And we can see there's 5 episodes, there's 10 episodes, I think she's at 14, there's 15 episodes. And you mentioned 10 websites, correct? Every one of those has, with the exception of Facebook and Twitter, which are slightly different animals, of course. So let's say 8. 8 times 15 different pages of content have been created for her 15 shows. So you go 8 times 15, that's 120 pages of content that have been created on very substantial, very reputable, very high trafficked websites. So this is something that really should be paid attention to. What I'd like to do, and I can see we're up against another break, I want to share a cool little idea that we came up with for a student of ours to develop a podcast of his own without using his own voice. It's very cool. It's perfect for affiliate marketers. It's what we designed it for, and it's very inexpensive to do. So let's do that. We'll talk about that right after the break.
More Affiliate Buzz coming up after we hear from our sponsors.
If you're like most digital marketers, you've probably got conversion rate optimization at the top of your list of priorities for 2013. Conversion rate optimization is one of the most effective ways to increase revenue and grow profits. You can master your website conversion optimization skills at Conversion Conference San Francisco 2013. Conversion Conference San Francisco 2013 is the only digital marketing conference entirely focused on getting more web visitors through your conversion funnel. Learn how to create persuasive content, design landing pages that trigger your visitors to action, and convert blog readers into customers. Conversion Conference San Francisco 2013, April 15th to the 17th, is quickly selling out. Register with discount code WMFM for $100 off your registration. Sign up today for Conversion Conference San Francisco 2013 at conversionconference.com. That's conversionconference.com.
Aim clear. This is how you sell with social.
Have you tried to do CPA conversions using social PPC and failed? You're not alone. These days, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube require true specialists to dominate.
Aim Clear, the agency,
brings definitive psychographic targeting,
bleeding-edge creative,
and killer content amplification to the social advertising table.
Aim Clear. This is how you sell with social. Aim Clear. This is how you sell with social.
Johnson, what's this mantis I keep hearing about? Do we need to call an exterminator?
No, sir. Moby Mantis is our new SMS marketing tool.
SM what?
SMS, text messaging. Moby Mantis lets us communicate directly with our customers in real time. We can send promos, coupons. It even lets our customers market for us by sharing offers with their friends online. It's been great for business.
Sounds expensive.
Actually, I signed us up for an extended free trial. It hasn't cost us a dime.
Good work, Johnson. I guess the only thing we'll be exterminating is the competition.
To get your free extended trial of Moby Mantis, text radio to 21691. That's radio to 21691 for Moby Mantis.
Time now to hear some more affiliate buzz on webmasterradio.fm. Here's James and Arlene.
Yes, I'm here with Arlene, and we're talking about podcasting and why it is for you. Arlene, let's talk about a few of these other shows that we are watching not only be developed, and I think in all cases had a good hand in helping them go, with the exception of Stephanie Lichtenstein, although we did plant the seed and introduce her to Spreaker, as she came up with a great little idea. And it's a good example that you don't need to spend a lot of time on this to get the power of this working for you. Her little show is called The Micro Minute, and which is perfect for her because her tagline is @MicroSteph, and she's as she says, she's a pretty big deal, and she is. And her little podcast there will grow. And I'm just going to pull it up here on Spreaker as well, called Micro Minute. So The Micro Minute with Stephanie Lichtenstein. She's currently published, there's 11 episodes. So she looks like she's doing them weekly pretty much. March 6th, 11th, 21st, 26th, 27th, and April the 4th. And these ones range from anywhere from 56 seconds up to her longest one is a whopping 2 minutes and 51 seconds. So these don't need to be that long either, do they?
No, they really don't. I mean, they can be short and get to the point. And, I think people will, they'll get to know what your podcast is like, and then they'll expect that to be, the length of time that it is. And it's just fine for everyone.
And Stephanie here, she's very large in the affiliate marketing industry. We see her at all the conferences. She's just wonderful. And in her case, her shows are basically little updates on what's going on in social media, whether it be LinkedIn or Google Plus or Facebook, Twitter, that type of thing. And she does just a really good little job. And you'll notice on these sites there's a little follow button as well. So if you want to follow her show or any of these shows, you can just click on that little follow button, and you'll be able to do that. Now, let's talk about another couple of little shows here, and I shouldn't say the word little because these are growing already. With Stephanie's show, she's got, a total of maybe 20 minutes of content here in total, combine all shows, and they've already been downloaded 343 times. And just like with your show, being, it's been 4 years since you've recorded the last one, and to have them still being downloaded every day and still being working for you, there's not a lot of content that will really work like that for someone, Arlene. And like a blog post, for example, it has a very relatively short lifespan, where with a podcast it does have the opportunity to live on, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Let's talk about two other quick ones. Then I want to talk about Rick Smith's topic. So Positive Vibes is another show on Spreaker by Winnie Lee Chu. So you can just do a search for Positive Vibes. And then there's another one with Ivan Ho. Both of these two are local, and we actually coach them through the whole process of getting their podcasts set up. And we do a once-a-week coaching session with them. And they're both doing really, really good job. I know with Positive Vibes, her show, let me pull it up as well, is now sitting at a total of, I think it was 8 episodes. There's 5. There's 10. No, she's up to 13 episodes. And they've been played now a total of, let me see if we can find her. What would it be? Where would it go? I think it was around 900 times. I don't see it handy here, but all the shows, you can see how many times they've been played. And then there's Ivan Ho, who's got a show called OMT Wired Up, which is a short for Online Money Talks. And in his particular case, he's got, I think, around the same. So here's when he's here, 866 plays. So if you think about it, she's got 64 followers here, and she's now being able to update her Facebook and everything as well. So really, these have the opportunity to really permeate. And when people start signing up for the podcast through their devices like their Androids or their iPhones, every time a new episode is updated and added to the site, automatically all of these phones get filled up with the latest show. And then the last one here is a great little idea for those of you who do not want to do or be heard. This would be 3-minute reviews. So do a search for that on Spreaker, 3-minute reviews. And you can also head over to Rick's site, ownasite.com. And what has been done in that particular case, and we helped him out with this, is he has beautiful reviews written on things relating to WordPress, and really well thought through, really well researched reviews. And then what we did is we hired a professional voice talent at Elance to actually go in and narrate each of those reviews. So if you go to his website, ownasite.com, and you find a few of those reviews, or just head over to Spreaker and do a search for 3-minute reviews, I think you're going to be very impressed with what can be done. And these didn't cost a lot of money. I don't remember exactly what was paid, but there was 5 of them was done as a bit of a test. And it's amazing how a blog that's properly narrated, it is amazing how it's come to life. So in Rick's case, there's only 5 of them. They've been played a total so far just on the Spreaker site. And again, these will be disseminated and distributed through all those other websites as well. But just on Spreaker alone, 168 total plays. So Arlene, what do you think? What do you think people should be podcasting?
I think they should. I think you're going to get a lot more traffic, and you'll be amazed where the traffic comes from.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's something that I highly recommend. If you need any assistance on it, we do offer coaching on the subject, and we actually offer a full podcasting plan. If you want us to take care and set it all up for you, we're available to talk to you about that as well. But you can also do this on your own, and then just be sure to tie it into all your social networks and get it hooked into all of those other sites, and you will start to see not only your traffic build and the views and the listens to your show increase, but you'll start to see that it starts to show up all over the place. And Winnie Lee Chu said it best the other day when I was chatting with her on our coaching call. She said somebody called her up or emailed her. I don't remember how they contacted her, but she says, I'm addicted to your show. Can't wait for the next one. So, and that can happen. So, and that's what you want. So, Arlene, I can see we are out of time. You can follow me at James Martell on Twitter. New episodes of the Affiliate Buzz can be heard every Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern and 2 p.m. Pacific. You can access the archives for our previous shows on webmasterradio.fm, jamesmartell.com, and on iTunes, of course. Arlene, thanks so much. And to our listeners, thanks for listening to another edition of the Affiliate Buzz.
This has been a presentation of webmasterradio.fm, the world's largest business-to-business radio and podcast network. We welcome you to sample past episodes of this program, as well as our complete library of programs, on demand or on the air via our 24/7 live audio stream at www.webmasterradio.fm. The opinions expressed on this program are those of the guests and hosts and do not necessarily reflect those of webmasterradio.fm's management or sponsors. Any rebroadcast or redistribution without authorized consent of webmasterradio.fm is prohibited.